Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Cindy Brown, and let's queer up faith. Bishop urges Trump to show mercy on LGBTQ and immigrants. President Trump attended a prayer service at Washington National Cathedral on Tuesday. Episcopal Bishop Mariann Edgar Budde used the occasion to advocate for immigrants and LGBTQ rights. The sermon came after Trump's sweeping immigration crackdown on Monday, when he signed executive orders tightening border security and restricting asylum. He also issued an executive order to dismantle all DEI programs, Budde said. Budde said, quote, "There are gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families. Some who fear for their lives," end quote. She also urged mercy for immigrants, highlighting their vital contributions to the U.S. economy. She emphasized, quote, "They may not be citizens or have the proper documentation, but the vast majority of immigrants are not criminals," end quote. Trump, however, appeared visibly displeased during the sermon, calling it boring. He also called Budde nasty and criticized her on Truth Social, calling her a so-called bishop and a radical left hardline Trump hater. Budde's remarks went viral on social media, and then billionaire Trump supporter Elon Musk jumped in, echoing Trump's sentiment, saying, quote, "She got the woke mind virus real bad," end quote. Ooh. Woke mind virus. Okay. Trump 2.0's approach and policies have stoked fear among immigrant families and queer individuals. Budde's message reminded Trump of the moral obligation to protect vulnerable communities. She concluded saying, quote, "I ask you to have mercy, Mr. President, on those in our communities whose children fear that their parents will be taken away, and that you help those who are fleeing war zones and persecution in their own lands. Our God teaches us that we have to be merciful to the stranger," end quote. Trump, the GOP, and a very conservative Supreme Court invoke God and faith-based rights over others. It appears that it depends on whose so-called religion and faith in God you are protecting. Here is another strong woman speaking truth to power, and everything about what the new administration is doing and Project 2025 is diametrically opposed to what the so-called Christians are right. saying. And you know, they'll stand in front of their maker one day and it'll really come down. But you know, I am so grateful to folks like her, although I don't have any real religious affiliation now. I did grow up in the Episcopal Church, and you know, they have always been out there supporting, you know, the rights of everybody. So thank you.
Well, I'm a member of a church that thinks that all religions are pretty much right, and they would all be diametrically opposed to the idea that Mr. Trump obviously has absolutely no clue about the real message of the supposed religion. I mean, he shouldn't have even been in that church. No.
Right.
He has no idea what the message even is at any religion, in any religious document, because he unfortunately sees the world through a completely opposite set of eyes.
Well, he's a puppet. He's the Heritage Foundation's puppet right now. He doesn't have any original ideas, including the fact that he was boring, and yet he hauled out nasty again because he has such a limited vocabulary, and he is basically illiterate.
Well, that reminded me to dig out my Nasty Woman t-shirt from last time I was
He's
president.
bringing it back. And how much do we love Bishop Budde? Another brilliant mind taking on the mindless MAGA and Muscovite morons but doing it
He's doing it
mercifully.
again. You're so awesome tonight.
He's merciful, and that's too early to proclaim Bishop Budde Person of the Year, but I think she gets my vote.
Oh, that's awesome. They are publishing her business mailing address and I think email all over social media right now for people to send her thank you cards.
Right.
I mean, I get it that she might get other stuff
Yes,
Yeah.
because of them doing that, but it is a business address, so
Yes.
hopefully it won't just be her
Yes.
looking at them.
Express your gratitude.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that, you know, they took out the fact that we can open up hate speech now. I mean, they've removed the filter, so to speak.
Yeah.
But so if they get any pushback, then it's like, oh, how dare you? You know, everyone's attacking her. Like, what Bible are you reading from, or things like that? And it's like, but yet it's okay for you to say those things,
Yeah.
but not.
Double
Well, that's
standard.
why we don't
Double
fact
standard.
check anymore, is because
Right.
Mr. Trump would not survive well under that.
Yeah. Well, that is a big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.